Children's films are oftentimes blockbuster hits, as they appeal to such a broad audience. Just a few years ago, a study was conducted that concluded that G-rated movies are the highest grossing movie when it comes to week 1 box office profits. Because of this, there are tens of thousands of children movies on that market today, though many of them have much deeper, more mature meanings than you might have expected. It's not uncommon for writers and animators of children's films to include subtle clues that can allude to much more sinister or even perverted meanings to our favorite films. Number 10. The Road to El Dorado. The first film is likely to be a bit more obscure to most of our viewers. The Road to El Dorado was released by DreamWorks in the year 2000. The film was only moderately successful, but caused the company to lose $15 million upon release, due to the film's extremely large budget. In the film, a duo of criminals set to discover a supposed city of gold, hoping to strike it rich and never have to work another day in their lives. Now, the film continues as expected for a children's film. Predictable humor, several minor plot twists. However, in one particular scene of the film, the two lead characters are assumed to have been partaking in some rather adult-rated activities. The camera pans across the two of them and their heads pop up from two different places in the frame. The female character's head appears to have been near the lower extremities of the male character's body, with the male character making an expression that, well, seems to imply he was quite satisfied with whatever was going on before the camera's arrival. Now, this is certainly not a joke or a mention that most children would pick up on, and it's a bit shocking to see such an R-rated act taking place in a children's movie. Number 9. SHREK. SHREK is a film that needs no introduction. We've all likely seen the film countless times. In the original movie, SHREK and Donkey head off to a nearby castle to attempt to visit a king known as Lord Farquaad. The name alone should say enough, as it's obviously a nod to a much vulgar curse word. In addition to this though, adult themes are displayed repeatedly throughout the movie, typically being said by SHREK himself. Though one moment in particular that stands out is when SHREK and Donkey first catch a glimpse of Lord Farquaad's castle. The king is known for being a very small man. As they arrive at the castle, SHREK utters, "You think he's compensating for something?" Number 8. 101 Dalmatians. You wouldn't expect sexual innuendo to take place in a Disney film, though it certainly does. In the classic live-action remake of 101 Dalmatians, Roger and Anita, two of the film's main characters, reveal that they are expecting a newborn baby to accompany their seemingly endless supply of Dalmatians. Cruella de Vil looks over toward Roger and states, "You've been a busy boy," implying, well, the obvious. The film quickly moved on from the remake, but this short mention was certainly shocking to a few parents, especially considering the year of the release and the social climate of the time. Number 7. Madagascar. Madagascar is yet another DreamWorks film that is filled with adult humor. In the film, a group of animals from New York end up shipwrecked on a nearly abandoned island of Madagascar. Alex, a lion, is often portrayed in the film as having an insatiable hunger. During his hunger periods, he will oftentimes hallucinate and get himself in all sorts of strange situations. At one point in the film, Alex even finds himself attempting to eat Marty's butt. Later on in the film, startled by Alex, Marty yells out, "Sugar, honey, iced tea," which, when considering the first letter of each word, spells out a curse word. Number 6. Rugrats the movie. The Nickelodeon series Rugrats was a major hit in the 90s, so much so that it inspired a full-length movie. In the film, the babies get themselves into all sorts of trouble. However, in one particular conversation between two newborns, one of the babies mentions that the doctors took her umbilical cord. A male baby then lifts his diaper and stares into it, stating, "Be happy that's all they took." Number 5. Muppets Treasure Island. In the film Muppets Treasure Island, the Muppets find themselves soaring the open seas in search of a lost treasure. In one scene of the movie involving Kermit and Ms. Piggy are heard discussing Piggy's many ex-lovers. She then greets a friend who she describes as Long John Silver, with emphasis on the long. This naturally makes Kermit quite uncomfortable. Number 4. Monster House. Monster House is yet another classic children's film that ultimately didn't do too terribly well at the box office. A series of children are playing with a basketball when it unexpectedly rolls into a house that is known to be, well, essentially alive. The film is rather simple and kid-friendly for the most part. However, in one scene, the children find what they assume to be the house's uvula, the part of the human body that dangles in the back of your throat. One of the children then prominently proclaims, "It's a girl house!" Number 3. Frozen. Frozen is a movie that we are all very familiar with. The film is quite benign in its humor, though in one particular scene, Kristoff discovers that Anna is engaged. Worse yet, she is engaged to someone she just met. He manages to squeeze in a small size related joke when trying to find out just how well Anna knows her newfound lover, to which she quickly replies, "Foot size doesn't matter." Number 2. Cars. Another classic hit film is Cars. The film mostly follows the story of two friends, Lightning McQueen and Mater, though countless other characters have prominent stories in the film as well. In one scene, after Lightning McQueen has won a race, two female vehicles who are very obviously fans of Lightning approach him after the race and flash their headlights at him. Lightning then responds in a very nervous yet thankful manner. To make the joke a little simpler, Lightning was flashed by two of his fans. Number 1. Minions. The film Minions is yet another one that was unimaginably popular for its time. It was a major hit among fans of Despicable Me and truly gave us a better look into the lives of the Minions outside the plot of the main series. In the film, a group of Minions is prevented from entering the Tower of London without having an adult present with them. To combat this, the Minions stack on top of one another and dress up like a woman. When a male who is walking nearby noticed two eyes poking out from where the breast should be, the Minion raises his shirt and states, "My eyes are up here." Wow.